Yes, indeed. Boom, baby, boom! Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marky Saint, and this is Insate's Addiction. Cue the music. Early. Just started the show and already got multiple jets flying over and a bunch of dudes blowing the wind blowers. But I waited so we could talk about not having fear and making our lives a reality. That's what I do every morning. I'm glad you're with me. Thank you for sparing your 10 minutes of shine so you can be a better person on time. Your boy Marky Saint goes live every morning because it's important that we get our minds right, you know? Too often are we just walking around randomly letting shit happen to us and we don't know why things are happening to us and why we aren't strong enough to face our fears. This is a tough version of us because we all got fears, you know. It's a natural fear. We talk about it all the time. Let's get some motivation in. A deer going to get some water, an alligator might bite them. That's natural fear, but like my fear of success was huge for me. It was holding me back from doing a lot of things that I wanted to do. I know for a fact I have a lot of friends that are afraid to travel. They like to talk about travel, but they're afraid what might happen. I'm literally living proof of making that decision, just going like, whatever I'm doing now is not working. I could keep going day after day, repeating the same thing over and over and Groundhog's Day in it, or I could take charge. And that's what I wanted people to have out of their lives is a take charge life and go, you know, I'm not afraid to go talk to that beautiful woman at the end of the bar. What do I have to be afraid of? What do I have to be afraid of when I pick up that phone and I make a business call? Why am I so scared? Why am I so nervous? Why am I stuttering? Why am I breathing right? And these things were happening to me. I wasn't breathing right around beautiful women. I was getting social anxiety. I was getting nervous and I was fucking up my own game. And the fact that I had the opportunity to sit there and focus on my game and actually apply myself to my fears was the best blessing I could ever have. You know, a lot of us, we get mad if something happens in our lives and we're like, oh no, we're not blessed anymore. And it's like, no, you don't believe in it. You're still blessed. You're still blessed to have this challenge. And people are like, what? Yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to have. You don't have problems anymore. You have challenges in your life to see what you're made of. See if you can go talk to that beautiful girl over at the end of the bar. I'm just talking from a man's perspective, but how about a female's perspective? When's the last time you carried a conversation on your own or started hitting on a boy yourself? It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to be like, hey, I like you enough to break out of my comfort zone and say something to you. Hey, I want to do something with this business. I love my business enough to import these shirts from around the world, these little shirt brand shirts, and bring them from Thailand all the way to America. These are decisions I made, you know, and was I afraid that there's some fear, I guess. There's still some fear, healthy fear, but I really play that stuff down. I mean, I really don't give my fear as much water as I used to. I don't give it that much credence, and I don't get that much time when I'm hearing it from someone else. I can tell, and you can tell when someone's living in fear. You can tell when someone's not living right by themselves and they're letting things inside themselves dictate their new compass instead of a decision, right? I wanted it to be a firm decision, like, yo, I'm gonna start DJing, that's a firm decision. Yo, I'm gonna start a family, yo, that's a firm decision. Am I afraid about becoming a father? Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, shit, it concerns me. It gets in my head. It makes my brain not move as right and things like that, but it's part of the cycle, right? It's part of the life cycle. It's the new journey. I've never seen myself as a father before or a husband before. You know, I've always seen myself as a business person and a salesperson. Now I get to wear a different hat. And that's what I'm so grateful for when life goes on. You know, you get to try different things that push you out of your elements, you know, push you out of your comfort zones, the things that you've been holding true. Go, I want my life to be like this. And then life comes in and goes, boom, now your life's like this. You're like, holy shit, I should be scared. And it's like, no, this is the new challenge. They're throwing down a new Donkey Kong cart right on top of you. Here's a new game set. Here's a new Pac-Man set for you to Zelda up, get the princess, get the sword, get the helmet, go all the way up the flagpole. And that's how I look at these things. I really look at things and I go, oh my God, you know, things come up and they're fear-based, like, all right, you're scared now, it's time to go. As soon as I feel that feeling, it's time to go. It's go time, as we used to say back in the fighting game. It's go time. When you have that feeling like, oh shit, I'm getting nervous, see what happens. Don't get nervous and shut yourself down. I have so many friends with performance anxiety. It's not even funny. Of course, you're going to be nervous when the cage door shuts. Oh shit, I'm running out of my steam over here. Good thing I got another cart from Lifted, my little OG Kush. If anybody wants to get some, hit me up and Signal. And you can get a battery from me at Smoke and Review. There's broken batteries. I highly recommend the $30 one versus the $20 one because then your battery lasts longer. So shout outs to Rogan. But this message is brought to you by Smoke and Review. You can go over to the Instagram or the page and, we'll get you one. Anyway, one thing that I do want you to get is less fear. Everybody's always talking about purchasing things, but you can't purchase less fear. You can't go over on the shelf and make me ballsy, make me live my life to the fullest. Let me start riding a motorcycle. Let me start hiking. Let me start traveling. It's a lot easier to just say, oh, I wish I was there, than to actually apply ourselves. It's a lot easier to say, I want to see Egypt, than it is to put on a turban and get on a camel. And that's the thing that makes life worth living. You're like, I'm actually doing this. How many people do that? We're like, they think they can't do something, and their mind is so correct on both ends. You're right. If you think you can't do something, you're absolutely right. Can't's what your brain's going to tell you, and that's what you're going to get. But when you apply yourself with a can-do attitude, and you start saying to yourself, man, this is what I'm about. And how do I know? Because it makes me nervous, like just talking to her. And you know how cute it is, too, when you do talk to a girl and go, man, I was so nervous to come over here and tell them the truth and start a bravado and pretend that you're something that you're not. I wasn't scared at all. No, you're going to be like, man, I'm saying you were just the most beautiful girl in this whole bar, and I got to get my feet up underneath me, face my fears, and come talk to you. And I'm so grateful that I'm over here. You are as beautiful as you look at the end of the bar. She'd be like, oh, my God, you're so sweet. I'm taking you home and fucking you. And that was one of the comedians said the other day. I thought it was so funny. You're the most beautiful woman in the world at this bar, and I'm so grateful to be here. She's like, I'm going to fuck the soul out of you, bro. And it was so funny. I was like, that's what life's like. Once you face your fear, you get all the fucking things you want. You get to be ecstatic. You can be like, I told myself I couldn't do it, and then I told myself I could. And then marvel at the results. Ooh, that tastes good, though. Gee, Kush, you guys ever get a chance, that Cali Green, that And that's what I want people to have. I want them to have their balls back, their ovaries back, and check it. Put your head down there and go, am I made out of the metal? Am I made out of this? Is this what I was born to do? Do I have the metals, the minerals to do what it takes in my life to say, hey, that thing I keep talking about with my friends, I'm going to be a ballsy and do it. I'm not even just talk about quitting cigarettes. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to just talk about quitting drinking. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make something happen in my life. And then I'm going to just face these fears, these challenges in front of me and go, it's time to make myself a man. Well, man. Whoa, man. Time to face it and just go, okay, let's face our fears. It's as big as we make it inside of our heads. And then we realize we had nothing to be nervous about in the first place, and that we were only just hesitating. And then it's a form of procrastination. So when you look at yourself and you go, I want things in my life, there'll be nothing between you and your goals. That's just the awesome part about the light. It'll shine through the darkest of tunnels. It comes in through my soul, through my DNA, and still shines on you while I'm doing this show. So I'm just so blessed to be able to reach, preach, and teach to people. I'm just so blessed to face my fear and got a chance to go live every morning so people could judge me. No, I'm going live every morning so they can learn from me and educate people. That was my perspective switch. Do I get judged? Yeah, sometimes, but you know what? That's all fair. It's all par for the course. It's very rare. Sometimes I hit my ball off the rough. Who knows? I keep playing, I keep swinging, and here I am playing in the game of my life outside, living my life, being free, going doing things, and that's my blessing. So I share that blessing with you guys. I share you with the blessing of not living life in fear and living your life with hope and hope over fear, and that should be a Saints Anarchy shirt. I think it actually is one. I think it's hope over fear. So, live with hope over fear. That's your morning marijuana motivation. Have some sturdiness inside you. Have faith. Believe, and most of all, believe in yourself. So that's your morning marijuana motivation. Stop believing in the fear. Start believing in yourself. And then you'll have Saints Addiction on my heart from the start. Your boy Marky saying peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Phoenix. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button, share it with a friend, and be like, yo, you needed this morning. These words of power, these words of light, these words from a saint. Peace. I'll see you on the other side. Beijos. Ciao. Bella.